Everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves. Your visions will become clear only when you can look into your own heart. Who looks outside dreams. Who looks inside awakes. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. The pendulum of the mind oscillates between sense and nonsense, not between right and wrong. Every form of addiction is bad, no matter whether the narcotic be alcohol, morphine, or idealism. The meeting of two personalities is like the contact of two chemical substances. If there is any reaction, both are transformed. I am not what happened to me. I am what I choose to become. Knowing your own darkness is the best method for dealing with the darknesses of other people. Loneliness does not come from having no people around one, but from being unable to communicate the things that seem important to oneself, or from holding certain views which others find inadmissible. The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. People will do anything, no matter how absurd, to avoid facing their own souls. The most terrifying thing is to accept oneself completely. One does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. There's no coming to consciousness without pain. No tree, it is said, can grow to heaven unless its roots reach down to hell. In all chaos, there is a cosmos. In all disorder, a secret order. Mistakes are, after all, the foundations of truth. And if a man does not know what a thing is, it is at least an increase in knowledge if he knows what it is not. Thinking is difficult. That's why most people judge. As far as we can discern, the sole purpose of human existence is to kindle a light of meaning in the darkness of mere being. We cannot change anything unless we accept it. Where wisdom reigns, there is no conflict between thinking and feeling. The greatest tragedy of the family is the unlived lives of the parents. How can I be substantial if I do not cast a shadow? I must have a dark side also if I am to be whole. Where love rules, there is no will to power, and where power predominates, love is lacking. The one is the shadow of the other. The shoe that fits one person pinches another. There is no recipe for living that suits all cases. Through pride, we are ever deceiving ourselves, but deep down below the surface of the average conscience, a still, small voice says to us, something is out of tune. Shame is a soul-eating emotion. The creation of something new is not accomplished by the intellect, but by the play instinct acting from inner necessity. The creative mind plays with the objects it loves. The best political, social, and spiritual work we can do is to withdraw the projection of our shadow onto others. To find out what is truly individual in ourselves, profound reflection is needed, and suddenly we realize how uncommonly difficult the discovery of individuality is. The first half of life is devoted to forming a healthy ego. The second half is going inward and letting go of it. Nothing has a stronger influence psychologically on their environment, and especially on their children, than the unlived life of the parent. The reason for evil in the world is that people are not able to tell their stories. Wholeness is not achieved by cutting off a portion of one's being, but by integration of the contraries. If there is anything that we wish to change in the child, we should first examine it and see whether it is not something that could better be changed in ourselves. It is often tragic to see how blatantly a man bungles his own life and the lives of others, yet remains totally incapable of seeing how much the whole tragedy originates in himself, and how he continually feeds it and keeps it going. Every human life contains a potential. If that potential is not fulfilled, then that life was wasted. What you resist persists.